So welcome everybody. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another church service here with Dave and Dave at Mixing Music Analog. So tonight we're going to do I'm calling this the wrap. It's to end of 2022, right? We're a week out from Christmas and less than a week out from Christmas. And this will be the last broadcast we're going to do for the year for sure. We're not going to do another one this year. And so we wanted to just get on here, wish everyone a happy holiday, chat a little bit, kind of review what we've done and in the last this year, and then what's coming up on the channel in the new year, so you guys kind of know about that. And then we're going to talk a little bit about some of the gear that we've both acquired in the studio and just talk through that. And then we're going to, hang out with you guys and whatever questions you guys may have, if any. Yeah. We may as well get rolling, right? So what we're going to do tonight. So first thing I want to do is kind of review 2022. Now the channel's about a year and a half old because we started in July of or June of 2021, right before the SSL showed up. But 2022, we did a ton of content, Dave. How many videos do you think we did in 2022? I was shocked. Just
Mixing Music Analog?
Yeah. How many videos do you think we published?
90 to 100, maybe.
Ah, you're pretty close. 98.
Yeah, okay.
98 videos. That's more than I thought it was going to be. I didn't think it was. I didn't think it was that much. I thought, but it was 98 videos. I went back and counted them, and that doesn't include this video tonight. So we did 100 videos. That's nearly 2 a week.
Okay.
When you break it all down, and that includes all the content, the live streams, and some of those are live streams. Like what I'll do tonight is there'll be a bunch of 4 or 5 topics that I'll cut them up into smaller videos so people can watch them in bite-sized chunks. That includes all of that. But we did a ton of content, mostly around gear setup and gear review and mixing. That's really what we focused on the most part. Mixing probably the least of those 3 categories. We've done some mixing stuff, but most of it's been around hardware versus hardware versus plugins, wiring the racks, rewiring the racks, rewiring the racks a third time.
Yeah. And then just for the hell of it, rewiring the rewiring job.
Yeah. Again, over and over. So we did a ton of videos, which is great. You guys have all, been really cool, and all the comments you guys are leaving and participating. We're getting near 6,000 subscribers, which is really cool.
Nice.
And hopefully that'll continue to grow. And we have a highly, what I found was it's not a very big audience, but it's a highly engaged audience. Meaning if you look at the amount of people that watch the videos and you look at the comments and the engagement, it is a lot more than the typical small channel would be. So that's right. Thanks to everybody that's watching and participating. It does help, man. Hey, Zona, how you doing, brother? Good to see you here. So now in 2023, what I already have planned out. So my goal for 2023, as far as how much content are we going to publish, I'm committing to 50 videos, 1 video a week. I don't know that we're going to do 100. We're not going to, I don't know. We're not going to do 100. I have too many other things going on, but 1 video a week is still going to come probably every Friday like it's been going on, maybe a little bit more than that because I already have the entire list of every video we're going to do this year, but that doesn't include, there may be, what if new gear shows up? What if it doesn't include any live streams? It doesn't include any interviews with people from, talking to Chris at audio-scape or talking to some other manufacturers I'm going to talk to soon. So it'll probably be more like 60 videos. So that's what we're going to do. Might be a few less, it might be a few more, but that's what we're going to do. So, and in that, Dave, we talked about, there are going to be some recording videos in that along the way. So recording to the console, right? First and foremost, drums, that'll be the first thing. And we'll probably record guitars and bass and stuff too. We're going to do a little bit of recording. Some of that won't start until probably the springtime, probably May, June, sometime there. But we're going to do some recording on the SSL as well to get that content kind of rolling in and then to experience what it sounds like when we record through the board instead of just mixing through the board. Right?
Cool. Yeah.
So that'll be fun. So really what we would like to know too from all our audience, our faithful audience is, let us know in the comments below what kind of videos, if there's anything specific you want to see. So a lot of you's done that. And some of the things that haven't been done yet are on the list for next year. Like we get asked a lot about the difference between the SSL EQ compared to an SSL plugin EQ. That is one of the That'll happen in January. That's at the top of the list because we've been asked to do that a bunch of times.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do that. And then there's other videos that people have sent in some ideas and asked questions, and we just haven't gotten to them yet. But they're going to happen in the beginning of the new year. But it would be great if all you guys would let us know, what do you guys want to see? I mean, you know, short of going out and just buying every piece of gear under the sun, which we can't do, but certain things we might be able to get some stuff and try things out. It depends what it is and what the manufacturer is. But if you guys can let us know in the comments, what kind of video, what kind of content do you want us to do? Yeah. And then we'll incorporate that into next year's schedule for sure.
Yeah. Because, you know, and, you know, new video ideas are always welcome. You know, I mean, we have a bunch of ideas for ourselves too, but if there's things that, you know, people are interested in, we can always try to make them work. You know, the only problem we run into is when people keep requesting like hardware that we don't have access to.
Right.
You know,
right.
I mean, like I saw in the comments from the DBX video that we just did the last week, is like people are like throwing out 10 different DBX units. You know, we don't have them. You know, and we're probably not going to get them. So like, we can't do that, you know, like, but you know, for stuff that we do have or stuff that we have coming in, I think like a lot of the plug-in comparison stuff is we still have a lot of that to do. You know?
There's a good portion of that on the list for sure for the hardware that we do have and where the plug-in counterparts are there. We'll continue to do that. But yeah, that's the only drawback. I mean, believe me, I wish I was, like, worked at Sweetwater and I can just borrow gear, at whim and just bring it back the next day. But unfortunately, the way a lot of that stuff has to work is I have to go out and purchase it.
Yeah.
And then flip it. You know, I mean, I could, there's a couple of pieces that I could buy from, I've been thinking about getting anyway, and I'd like to try it, and I'd buy it from Sweetwater. And if it wasn't my bag, I can always return it. I could do that a couple of times with a couple of pieces of gear. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I can't do that, you know, every 3 weeks calling them up going, hey, send me this and send me this. And say, you know, you can't, I can't do that.
Yeah, no.
But there are some things
we can't do the hardware of the month thing, you know?
No, I wish I could. I really wish I could, because if I could do that with somebody, I'd be willing to do that. I'd be willing to try stuff out and just send it back. I don't need to keep the gear, but there's not many places that are going to do that. Sweetwater will do it to a degree, but it depends on the gear. It depends on whether they have a demo unit in stock, because for them to give us a unit, we open it, we return it. It can't be sold as new anymore. And so there's all kinds of things like that. So we'll try where we can, but anyway, there's not much we can do there except just the stuff that we have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Kay Pitchford just asked if the SSL Bus Plus is on our wish list, and
no, there it is. I'll put his comment up here. No, it's not. No, it's not, because I have that compressor in the console, and I have most of the feature that's on there already there between there and the Fusion. There's really no reason for me to get it. I mean, I guess it's got a couple of different features. It's not the same exact thing, but it's enough of the same thing that probably not. I could tell you, I'm sure it's a great unit. It's the G series bus compressor ×2, you know, and a couple additional features. I'm sure it's great. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be great, but yeah, it's not something I'm going to buy, because I've already got that. I have no real need for that particular unit, but I'm sure it's a great unit.
Yeah, I mean, to demo that unit is basically just there. Yeah, like you say, everything we have there already demos that unit. I mean, a G bus compressor in that unit is going to be the same as the G bus compressor in the board. Right. So yeah, we can't, you know, we're not going to do that, because we already have all those pieces of hardware available. If you like what you're hearing from ours, the Bus Plus is a great way to get it, you know, in a small unit without having to buy the whole board, you know? Yeah, no, I mean, again, and there are some times where, like SSL, for example, in November of this year, at least on my other channel, they were heavily on the UC1 and the UF8, and they wanted me to do some videos for them, and they'll send me some gear to do some of those videos. So that's not to say they wouldn't have a new piece of gear coming out that might fit into this channel. We might be able to get a loaner or get one for demo. That could happen. But it doesn't happen real often on high ticket items.
You know, Abe wants to know thoughts on the Warm Audio WA47. You just ordered it from Sweetwater. Great, Abe. Good to see you. Did you use Uncle Dave's Sweetwater affiliate link when you ordered that, my friend? I hope you did. If you didn't, please do next time. Anyway, I'm kidding. I've never used it. I have only used a few Warm Audio pieces in the past. I've tried a few in the past, couple of compressor units and their Pultec EQs, and I wasn't thrilled with them. But I know tons of people that use Warm Audio and swear by it. And so it might be something really cool. But if you bought it from Sweetwater and you don't like it, you could turn it back. Hey, Charlie's here. Hey, Charlie, what's up, brother? From Ultimate Studios Inc. Go see Ultimate Studios Inc. Charlie's a good buddy, and we're gonna I'm gonna get together back on his channel soon and do some gear talk with him once we get through the holidays. So good to see you, my friend.
Hey,
so Warm Audio is pretty cool, but I don't use much of their stuff.
Warm Audio, people have like a love-hate thing going with Warm Audio because I think it's mainly based upon, like user experience.
Yes.
I mean, I've got 3 pieces of Warm Audio in here, and I love them all. I mean, like to me, they're fantastic. I've never had an issue with any of them. But then you talk to the next guy down the road, and he'll tell you that his stuff crapped out right away, or lasted a year and then died, or whatever. And it's a user experience thing. It's definitely good, price level stuff. You know what I mean?
It's super affordable.
Yeah, I mean, like you're getting a lot for the money. I mean, their bus compressor, I love it. I mean. I'm not planning on replacing it with anything else, and then I have 2 of their preamps, and they're both fantastic. So it's a matter of what you use. I don't have any experience with their microphones, but if they're like the rest of it, I'm sure they'll be fine.
Yeah, I think Warm Audio at one point, and I've heard it's been corrected, but again, I have no knowledge. Maybe if anyone here in the chat owns Warm Audio stuff, you can state your experience. That in the past they had quality control issues. Now I've heard that stuff has been resolved. Now we're going back a few years. I mean, I'm not going to lie, it didn't happen last week. This is going back 2-3 years from people I've heard. And I did have in my studio, and it wasn't a quality problem with them. They worked perfectly fine, but I did have the Pultecs. This is going back 4 years maybe. I did have the 76 compressor, and I did have the opto compressor, and I didn't like them, and so I sent them right back.
I remember those. Those are all on the Home Recording Made Easy channel too.
They sure are. Now, are they different today? Have they fixed some of those issues? I don't know. Maybe at one point I would try one again. They're affordable enough, but but again, like I said, you don't have any problems with them. I'm sure there's people in the chat that doesn't have any problems with them. So anyway, Harley Bob 957. Hey Harley, what's up, brother? Mixing music analog. Are you still planning on doing a course in 2023? Not 1, 2. We're going to talk about that in a minute, but we'll talk about it now. So January, Dave, I start filming the mixing and pop mixing hybrid pop. That's starting in January.
That's like the base course.
So it's going to be a full mixing course start to finish, but it's going to be a pop song. So mixing pop. That'll come out probably February, end of February, beginning of March. I film it next month, and then I got to edit it and everything, and it's a big to do. And then there's going to be, depending on the popularity of that course, there will be a mixing rock course coming up sometime in the end of this, towards the summertime, maybe early fall. So there's 2 hybrid mixing courses scheduled for next year. If those do well, I could do others. And so they'll be, fully featured, not an overview of here's what I did and walk you through it. No, we're talking about like any of my courses. If you take any of them at Home Recording Made Easy, and when I do them in the box, it's going to be the same thing. 6 different camera angles in the studio, featuring all the hardware, the console, me, the room, everything, start to finish. From the time that we load the files in, prep the session, walk through everything, set it up for a client, set it up to be recalled, the printing all the stems, the whole kit and caboodle, like the way I would do a real client project. That's why it's going to take so long. And outside of hearing a very rough mix of the song from the artist, I'm not listening to the music. I know what song it is, but I've heard it once or twice. It's live. It's live. So you get to see it, and you see me react to the problems and whatever we're going to do in real time. So it's not like a lot of what you see in a lot of other websites, which are all fantastic. Go buy all their stuff. But those are usually synopsis, of something that's already been done. It's already been scripted. It's already been blah, blah, blah. They give it to you in 90 minutes and you see a day's worth of work done in 90 minutes. I take you through a day's worth of work and show you what it's really like to do this and how an engineer deals with the issues as they come up and how we make choices on the fly. And I don't know what gear I'm going to use and I don't know what hardware we're going to use and I have no idea. So that's why my courses are different and they're a lot longer and you have to be patient and you got to just take your time and absorb it. And I think you're really going to like it. And we've done some test runs this year on the mixingmadeeasy.net mixing membership website where I mixed a couple of songs on the console to kind of get my bearings on how this whole thing is going to be filmed and edited. And that was a stripped down version. And I thought they came out really good. So I'm really excited about doing those. So the answer to your question is yes, they're coming. And just stay tuned because you'll hear all about it when it shows up.